The NBA playoffs are starting, and today I'm going to talk about my predictions. The first seed in Phoenix versus the New Orleans Pelicans. I'm going with Phoenix 4-1. The Phoenix Suns are domination, and with Chris Paul back, they'll be even better. Now, the 4th seed is Dallas versus the 5th seed at Utah. I'll go with Dallas 4-3. Now, I know Luka's injured, but the Mavericks have a higher chance to win because they had a better regular season record. Next, the 3rd seed in Warriors versus the Denver Nuggets. I'm going with Warriors sweeping the Nuggets. It's pretty obvious, right? The death lineup. All you need to do is use the death lineup and boom, you're gonna win. 70 points in 19 minutes. That's like impossible. But the death lineup can do it because they have 3 guys who can put up 30 points whenever you want, and they have a good defender and a guy who can dunk. This team is unstoppable. Next is the 2 seed of Memphis versus the 7th seed Timberwolves. Now I'm going with Memphis 4-2. Memphis themselves are domination. Even without Ja, there's still domination, their whole team. But the Timberwolves are also domination. But you know, the Grizzlies are very good and very stacked. While the Timberwolves, although they have Anthony Edwards, they have D'Angelo Russell, the Memphis is gonna be a beast in the playoffs. Now let's go to the East. The 1st seed Heat versus the 8th seed Atlanta. Now I'm going with Atlanta. No, I meant the Heat 4-1. Now Trae Young, he can shoot. He's a great player. But Clint Capella is injured. And when Clint Capella is injured, the Hawks are not likely to passing Heat. Now, I like Daniel Gallinari, but he cannot stop Bam. Next is the 4th seeded Philadelphia versus the 5th seeded Toronto. I'm going with Philadelphia 4-2 because Raptors, Scotty Barnes is injured, and he's the Rookie of the Year. And Philly's domination as well. James Harden, Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid, MVP candidate. Yeah, this team's unstoppable as well. 3rd seed in Milwaukee versus the 6th seed in Chicago. I'll go with Milwaukee 4-1 because Chicago, I know, they're pretty good. They have DeMar DeRozan, who has been shooting a lot of buckets. They have Zach LaVine, but they're not stopping Giannis. Although Chris Middleton's injured, Giannis, no chance. No one's going to stop Giannis. This guy's a beast. Now, next off, Celtics versus Nets. I'm going Celtics 4-1. Now, the Nets are also domination. Kyrie, KD, Andre Drummond, Seth Curry. These are very important players. But are you going to stop JT and Jaylen Brown? It's not gonna happen. JT is also unstoppable. He can put you 50 points whenever he wants. And Jaylen Brown, he's a shooter. He can give you buckets. Now moving on to the second round. First, it's gonna be Phoenix versus Dallas. I'm going Phoenix 4-2. Now, Dallas have Luka and Spencer Dinwiddie. They have a very tough forward core. But the Suns, like I just said, their domination. D-Book, he can give you like 30 points in game 1. Then game 2, 30 points again. Maybe even 40. Next, it's the Warriors versus the Grizzlies. This is a tough one. The Grizzlies are domination, but the Warriors, their death lineup is unstoppable. So I'm going the Warriors 4-3. This is very, very close. As Memphis, they have Ja. Ja's good. So is Jaren Jackson Jr. But the death lineup, like I just said, it's just unstoppable. Now, moving on to the East. The Heat versus the 76ers. This is a tough one. Heat, they have Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo. Pretty good. But the Sixers have James Harden, Joel Embiid. Very good. I'm going Heat 4-3. Now, you might be thinking, what? Joel Embiid's going to put up 60 in these games. But remember last year when the 76ers lost to Atlanta Hawks? I know they didn't have James Harden and instead had Ben Simmons. But at that time, they lost to Atlanta. The Heat won versus Atlanta. Then the Sixers, if chronologically speaking, Sixers should lose to the Heat. So the Heat are going to win. Next, Milwaukee versus Boston. This is tough. Yeah, this is unstoppable. JT and Jaylen Brown's also unstoppable. But will Milwaukee be able to stop these? Now, Milwaukee have beaten the Celtics before. But the Celtics are different now. With Derek White, he's been playing pretty good. After the trade deadline, their offense is number 1. So, I'll guess Boston 4-3. A lot of matchups are very close. Next, it's the Suns versus Warriors. That is the hard one. Warriors, death lineup. Suns, an under-20 losing team with Booker and with Paul. Will the death lineup beat the Suns? I mean, DeAndre Ayton's here. He can block your shot whenever he wants. I'm going the Warriors 4-3. Now, I'm being tough. If there's any injuries, the Suns are probably going to win. But this death lineup is actually unstoppable. Not going to lie. Next, the Heat versus the Celtics. First versus second. Now, the Celtics could win, but the Heat have Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo. regular season matchups, the Heat are better than the Celtics. But can Celtics beat the Heat? Well, I don't think so. It's gonna be a tough matchup as well. I'm gonna say Heat 4-3. Now finally, Warriors versus the Heat. Now Warriors will not have home court advantage. This would be a big advantage for the Heat. But the Warriors, their death lineup, I really want them to win. So, I'm gonna do the Warriors in 7. Yeah, that's my predictions. I think it's right to